Okay. I'm on here today to share my testimony. Um, I figured it would probably touch other people's lives that's um, probably been down the same road and trying to find mainly love. Um, and I figured my testimony would help somebody else from what I've experienced and what I've been through throughout my entire life. This video may consist of two videos, I'm not sure, but if it is, please take time to look at the other one to finish my story. So, anyway, from the time I want to start back from the time I was a child. My family, I come from a very dysfunctional family. Um, my mom, my aunts, and everybody. I came from a generation of drug addicts and um, street women. My mom and my dad was like just lived in the streets. I came from a very poor background. My family was very, very poor from my understanding. And I do remember from the time I was from the age of 2, I was put in a foster home, me and my brother and my sister. And we were in a foster home from the time till the time I was about, I want to say 6. And I was with this lady, and God bless her heart, she was truly a loving woman. But she was like very religious also, but she was very loving from my understanding of how from where how I got to know from what I know of her. But very loving lady. My mom was always in the streets from the time I was a child, always doing drugs, always just away from her kids, and just never really cared about us, I would say. We was put in a foster home, and so by the time I turned 6, I want to say she had got her life cleaned up and everything, and had gotten us back. And at this time, by the time she had gotten us back, she had another child, but she was in another foster home, and she eventually got her back too. So my mom was she was clean and following Jesus, and really there, she was saved and everything, and it came a time to where she backslid, and she started abandoning us, and she was back into the streets when she was trying to follow God and stuff. And I guess the temptations of the world is really overwhelmed, so this took over her life, and she chose the streets over us. She abandoned us for days and days, and it was just me and my brother. It was my brother's 6 years older than I am. I'm 26 now, so he's like 31 or 30, and 31. He's 31, and he would have to take care of us like a dad. It was just me and him. It was him and 3 girls. It was like 14 to 15 trying to take care of 3 girls, and I was the next oldest, so I tried to pitch in and help however I could, and we was abandoned for some days and days. She would come home, be drunk, lay across the bed, never, seemed like she just never really cared. She cared more about the streets before she cared about us. It was obvious, and it came a time to where my aunt, she found out about what had happened, what was going on, and you know, she stepped in the picture and she got us, and we been there with her from the time I was about 8 to the time I became an adult. Now, from that time, my mom was always here and there, back and forth. One minute she's there and she want to do right, and then she's back in the streets again. She was never stable, and therefore we lived with my auntie for the remainder of our lives as of growing up. And so personally, I never really wanted to go back there with her, go live with her, because I knew how she was. She's very religious. She's very self-righteous, very greedy, very, I can't, there's a lot of things I can say about her right now, but I picked it up as a child, and I never wanted to really move there with her. But, my brother, he figured, family first. And I want to go back to the foster home with my godmom and stay with her before I moved in with my auntie, but it didn't go that way. So I had lived my life with my aunt, From the time I was 8 to the time I became an adult, to the time I was about 18, I left the house. In the meantime of all of that, my mom was not there from the time I was a child. She just really was not there as a parent, and she was always in the streets. There became a time where she left and we didn't even know where she was at for like months and months and months on end. We thought she was dead, and couldn't find her. But we eventually found her, in the midst that the way we found her was quite funny, but she ended up going to jail and couldn't find her. We had an Amber Alert out for her. So a missing person alert. But anyway, in the midst of all that, I was there with my aunt, me and my sister, my brother. My brother ended up moving with my uncle before he passed away. But we lived with her, and all my life, I always felt empty. I never really had my mom there. My aunt was always so controlling and wanted to so I was like the oldest out of like six other kids, and I was um she mainly made me a mother to these children. I was only 8 and 9 years old. I was cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, changing diapers, whatever you name, I was doing it, and she like literally forced all her work from her that she's supposed to be doing. She put it on me, and here I am taking care of my two sisters, and my cousins and everybody that was there that was living in the house that was younger than me. I was pretty much taking care of them. And so she was just treating me with no kindness whatsoever. She I remember the time where, she would take our money, would get checks in the mail to help take care of us or whatever. And she never spent the money the way she was supposed to have spent it. She would spend the money on her children, her two grandkids and her son, before she bought me or my sisters anything. And it was just never right. So after a while, she started, um, buying more for my sisters, and I started noticing I was being left out. It's like she would buy stuff, she would find brand new clothes, brand new shoes, make them look cute, and here I am. I have to go to school with a raggedy hair. My hair is not done, and used clothes and stuff. And she never really truly cared. She was only there for money, to make a long story short, and she pretty much physically, mentally, emotionally abused me. She always told me nobody cared about me until I would cry because I don't want to get to know my father, or I want to get to know my mom. I want my mom in my life, and she would always throw it in my face. They don't care about you. They don't love you. Why you think I'm here? In the back of my mind, I would think you don't love me either. Because you treat me like dirt. Everybody else have brand new clothes for school on the first day of school, and here I am. I gotta go out and wear used clothes from somebody I don't even know, and wear that to school and do my own hair and go to school with that. And it's like everybody else wearing brand new hairstyles and brand new shoes and brand new clothes, and here I am, the oldest out of everybody, the one that works the most, clean up and does everything in the house. I get treated like nothing, and my life was just for hell, really hell. I really grew up in hell. I never had a childhood. I never had a life of how most people have a loving childhood life. I never had that. I never experienced true love from a family member. I never. Only person was my grandma, and God bless her soul. She passed away back in 2007. But I never really experienced the love that I really wanted. And I always felt like something was missing. I always wanted to get to know my dad, want my mom in my life. I'm a child. I'm a little girl. I always want to be daddy's little girl, being that I am the youngest of his children. I always want to be daddy's little girl. And I always imagined being my daddy's little princess. And I would talk to him from time to time on the phone, but it was always a conversation of, hey, how you doing? Oh, that's good. How's school? How is school? That's good. They love you. Okay, bye. That was always the conversation every time I talked to him. I'm sorry, my friends chiming in on me. But that was always the conversation that I never came to truly know him and truly, I always felt pushed out of his life. So I'm gonna do part two video. My time is up already, so part two video coming up. Stay